How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man on doing some of those small reviews Mondays. This week is Season 2, Episode 4. And what happens on this week's episode, Clark and Pete and the rest of his class get their class rings. And what we don't know at this time is the gym and the class ring is made of red kryptonite. And at this time, we don't know what red kryptonite is. And as soon as Clark puts the ring on, he starts acting weird and he starts getting attitude and starts acting pretty much anti of what he usually acts, and he starts taking his parents' credit card and he goes to this overnight store and charges all this stuff on this credit card, and his parents find out. He talks to him about it and he caught attitude and runs out of the barn and gets on the motorcycle, and there's this new girl, and I can't remember her name, but Clark drives the motorcycle to school and picks up the new girl while she's talking to her father. And what we find out is her father's on the run because he got these 2 discs, and they're worth a lot of money. And this U.S. Marshal's after him trying to get these discs. And the U.S. Marshal questions, I guess it was her ex-boyfriend or whatever, and her ex-boyfriend winds up telling him what he wants to know because he puts a gun to his face, and then he throws a radio into the hot bath that he was in. I'm guessing he was just out of football practice or whatever, and the marshal throws the radio in there and electrocutes this kid to death. And the marshal goes after her, and he's tracking her down, and he goes to a bar that she went to, and he gives the bartender a picture of her and tells him to call him whenever she comes back in there. And her and Clark winds up going back in there while Clark is on a date with Lana, because Clark's done stopped being shy now because of the red kryptonite ring, and he asks Lana out and he starts acting kind of douchey, and this is what the red kryptonite ring does to him. It makes him have attitude and makes him more hostile and more violent, and this is what happens. And Jonathan Kent comes after Clark after Clark takes the new girl to school, and Clark throws Jonathan Kent into his truck, and then Pete and Jonathan Kent talking after Pete finds out that the rings are made from red kryptonite. He goes to Jonathan Kent and tells him that Clark's been acting different ever since he started wearing this ring, and the green kryptonite makes Clark sick, and the red kryptonite has to have an effect on Clark as well. So they devise this plan, and Pete finds Clark right before Clark's about to hurt this new girl to try to get these discs, because Clark and the U.S. Marshal go in together and come after this girl and her father. And the U.S. Marshal winds up getting killed that way by the girl's father, and that way he can't tell Clark's secret. And then Clark attacks the girl's father and finds out that the girl has this, and Clark goes after her. And this is when Pete and Jonathan Kent use their plan of the green kryptonite to weaken Clark, and Jonathan Kent uses a sledgehammer to bust the red kryptonite ring, and then Clark comes back to his senses. And at the end of the episode, Clark's trying to apologize to Lana because Clark treated Lana bad, and he can't tell her the reason he did this, because if he does, he'll tell her his secret about him being an alien from Krypton. And that's really all that happened on this week's episode. My questions for y'all is, what do you think red kryptonite's gonna be a part of in the future of Smallville? As always, this Preacher Man on this sign night. That's Fuji is off. See y'all next time.